will throw his fire the farthest? No wonders as he sits on the beach. He watches the other young warriors carve their names on their firebrands, dried sticks that they will set on fire and throw from the mountain. No keeps to himself. He knows that the others laugh at him, claiming he is too small to be a warrior. It is ancient times on the island of Kauai, when each river valley is a kingdom and every young man is a warrior. Tonight is the most important night of the year. It is the night of the fire-throwing ceremony. When the sun sets, the warriors will climb to the top of Mount Mackinac and, from its highest point, hurl their firebrands out over the sea. Far below, the wise and powerful king of Kauai will observe from his great canoe, watching the firebrands fly through the air and fall into the sea. Then he will retrieve the one that has flown the farthest. Later, at the feast, he will read the name from that stick and honor the winner. A sudden gust of warm air sweeps across the beach, silencing the warriors' talk. The wind is rising, making the warriors anxious. Many believe it is difficult to throw well in the wind. No considers the stick that he has chosen. It is smaller than most, and much lighter, almost weightless. He made it from a branch of papala, a very light wood, carving out the center to make it hollow. Now, he carves his name on it and waits for the ceremony to begin. As the sun dips into the sea, the warriors leap to their feet and race to the sacred mountaintop while the villagers cheer. No tries to keep up, but the climb is steep and difficult in the growing darkness. One by one, the warriors reach the top, light their firebrands, and take their places in line. From the beach, the villagers can see the glowing line of fire along the top of Mount Mackinac. None of the warriors notice that No is missing. The great king watches from his canoe as the first firebrand is thrown. Up, up, into the air it soars, and cheers rise from the beach. Then, slowly, the firebrand begins to fall, streaking a trail of smoke and sparks across the evening sky. More flaming torches fly up in a tremendous arc and then fall hissing into the sea. Soon there is no more fire on the mountain. The last of the firebrands has been thrown, and the warriors are coming back down. Suddenly, another spark of fire is seen on the mountain. One last firebrand floats slowly upward. Up and up it climbs, much higher than the others. And the villagers cheer, for they have never seen anything like it. The firebrand sails outward, far out over the sea, farther than any warrior has ever thrown a firebrand. It seems to float on the wind. In his canoe, the mighty king watches with amazement as the firebrand soars overhead, carried by the wind. When it finally touches the sea, he and his men paddle toward it. The king reaches down and scoops the small branch from the water. He notices its curious hollowness, and he smiles. That night, as the warriors and villagers sit down to the feast, everyone wonders who threw the last firebrand. Finally the king stands up, silencing the crowd with a wave of his large hand. He holds the stick that he rescued from the water and reads the name aloud, No. There is silence at first, then laughter. The people think that the king is joking. No? Some say, how could he possibly throw so far? The king brings them to silence again using a booming voice. My people, strength is a wonderful quality for a warrior, but it is not the only thing he needs. Cleverness and intelligence guide strength. Tonight we honor one who was clever enough to make a friend of the wind instead of fighting it. Come forward, No, and sit by me. No rises and takes his place beside the king. The boy knows how small he must look next to the great ruler of Kauai. Yet he notices that no one is laughing. On that night, No earns a new nickname from the warriors. Keakamai, they call him, the clever one.